The man who had everything and chose nothing. There was once a fisherman who sat by the river every single day, not to catch fish, simply to be there. A young merchant passed by one morning and stopped. "Old man," he said, "why do you waste your days here? You could work harder, sell more fish, build a boat, hire men, retire rich." The fisherman looked at him quietly. "And then what?" The merchant smiled. "Then you could sit by the river and do nothing." The fisherman nodded slowly. "That's exactly what I'm doing right now." We live in a world that tells us to chase success, chase status, chase the next promotion, the next milestone, the next version of ourselves that will finally feel like enough. Zhuangzi, the ancient Taoist philosopher, called this the trap of becoming. He observed that the moment we start living for a future version of ourselves, we stop living entirely. We become like a man running so fast toward the horizon that he never notices the ground beneath his feet. The Stoics arrived at the same truth from a different direction. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, a journal he never intended anyone to read, "Confine yourself to the present, not because the future doesn't matter, but because the present is the only place where life actually happens." Think about what we sacrifice in the name of someday. We tell ourselves, "I'll slow down when I've made enough money. I'll enjoy life when I've achieved enough. I'll finally rest when I've earned the right to rest." But Seneca saw through this illusion 2,000 years ago. He wrote, "We are always beginning to live, but never living." The fisherman in our story wasn't lazy. He wasn't giving up. He had simply made a decision that most of us are too afraid to make. He decided that this moment, this ordinary, unremarkable moment by the river, was already enough. Not a stepping stone to something greater. Not a rest stop on the way to a destination. Enough. Complete. Whole. Wu Wei, the Taoist concept of effortless action, is often misunderstood as passivity, doing nothing. But that's not what it means. It means acting in harmony with what is, rather than fighting against what isn't. The fisherman was fully present, fully alive, more alive, perhaps, than the merchant who was always on his way somewhere else. There's a question worth sitting with. How much of your life are you actually living? And how much are you saving for later? The river doesn't hurry, and yet it reaches the sea. Maybe the life you've been chasing is already here, in the quiet moments you keep rushing past. If this gave you something to think about, stay a while longer. There's more to explore here, and I'll see you in the next moment of stillness.